Today I'm going to make a basket illusion pendant, and we're going to use the Joyner jig to do it. We only need to offset this in one position for the hole, but we'll do that a little bit later on. So what I'm doing is I took a piece of double-sided tape and we're going to stick this to the jig so that we can get it trued up. We're going to put some beads on it and go ahead and burn the lines in it. So I just use the spindle gouge to get it true, and then we'll get the face of it cleaned up. So this is the back side of the pendant here. So what I'm going to do is get this cleaned up, make sure it's nice and flat, because we're going to stick this to the jig, to the waste block on the jig here in a second. But I want to get it cleaned up, flat, and put a couple little accent lines in it before we do. So I sanded it all the way up to 600, and we're going to just clean it up a little bit where I made those cuts. We'll pop it off of there and turn it around, and then we can start working on the face of it. So the double-sided tape is pressure sensitive. There's a link down below in the description for it. But you just put a little bit of pressure on it and you can move it around and get it centered the best you can. You know, just kind of hold it up there with your hand, just touch it a little bit, just keep moving around until you get it centered up, and then you can bring the tailstock up and put some pressure on it to lock it in there. And I went back to the spindle gouge. It was a little bit big, so I went ahead and brought the diameter down. And so same process with this. I'm going to go ahead and get the face of it cleaned up, and before we put the beads on it for the basket illusion. And so if you're going to leave any of it that doesn't have beads on it, you want to go ahead and sand that all the way up to 600. So if you were just putting like 2 beads on this, you want to finish sanding it and then put your beads on. You don't want to go back and sand after the beads are on. It'll flatten them all out. Help support the companies that support our community. So I'm using the D-Way beading tool here. I will have a link down below in the description for it too. So I'm just going to put 5 beads on it, and then we will go ahead and start burning some lines with it. So I'm using a playing card to burn the lines on the inside of those beads. So you just put a little bit of pressure on it, and it does a nice job on small stuff like this that's curved. You can use wire on the outside of like a vase or something, but to get in here, this works really well. And it's just a regular playing card. So we're going to use the indexing system on the lathe. We're going to get that locked in there and then start burning the lines with the wood burner. And so my lathe has an indexing system of 48, so I went ahead and used all of those. And this is kind of a slow process. You just burn them, move the indexing wheel on the back, lock it down, and then burn the next line. Just went through and finished all of those up. So I need to know where the hang hole is going to be. So I moved the jig to the number 10 position. That's where I want the hang hole on the outside of it. So I just lock that into the number 10 hole, and I'm just going to use a pencil and put a mark on there. So when I lay out the pattern on for the basket illusion, it doesn't land on that hole. I want it kind of centered. You can see it there. So now I'm going to put on the carving stand, and the reason I'm using this is just it makes it easy. I can stand right there and lay out the pattern and color it in, and instead of trying to reach over the lathe or take it off and go sit down, it's just nice to be able to stand right there. It's perfect height and everything. So with this one, I'm counting, my finger there is where that hang hole is, and I'm counting out the spaces on each side of it to make sure this is all even. So I put in 3 petals on this, like flower petals. So, and it works out to be 16 spaces in between each one. Then we'll go back through with the pen and get it all colored in. So this is kind of a long process too, like burning the lines. Just take your time. I'm just offsetting it one space as I go down towards the center. And I'll come back here in a second and color the whole thing in. After I outlined the flowers, I went ahead and colored the center of those in so it really stood out and popped. And then I colored in the center dot in the middle too. Now we can take it off the stand and put it back on the lathe, and then we'll throw it off center and make that little hang hole. So to do the little hang hole, I used the Easy Wood detailer to just kind of cone out that just a little bit. And because everything is locked into the jig, every time you put it back on, it's always going to come, back to the same spot unless you take it off. So, which is nice. You can just go back and forth between coloring or cutting. And then you just peel the double-sided tape off, and we'll get some oil on this. I sanded the little hang hole out a little bit, just kind of open it up a little bit, and then put some Doctor's walnut oil on it. So I was playing around making a few of these and just trying different patterns with the basket illusion. So that one I put a little red and black on, that one's just black. I was just messing around with this, like the size of the hole and just different sizes. They're about 2 1/4. So the only thing is with the beading tool, you can't make them too thin because the wings on the beading tool go in, and so like it was this one, I believe, right here, it starts to warp a little bit because those wings are going in and making it super thin. So if you're going to do one of these, it might be better to maybe not make a pendant and just make an inlay piece for the top of like a lidded box or something. Yeah, normally, you can actually make them pretty thin, but the beading tool is a little different than the other things. But it was they're fun little projects, just quick and, you know, well, not with the basket illusion, but normally they're quick little pendants and you can make them. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. I want to let you know we got the Etsy store all revamped. So this is the box I made a couple weeks ago, and we have that up on the Etsy store. So we're just going to keep putting the projects up on there. I will put a link down below in the description, and I hope everybody has a great weekend, and take care.